At some point, this family understood something was terribly wrong. They did not call the police. They did not ask anyone for help. Instead, they turned on a camera. 3 people stood perfectly still in their living room. No blinking, no talking, no emotion. A 6-year-old girl clutched her doll with both hands, as if she was bracing for something she could not escape. The adults stared forward, frozen, not confused, not tired, afraid. 2 days later, the family disappeared. Their truck would be found deep in the wilderness. Wallets inside, phones inside, $32,000 untouched. For years would pass before their bodies were discovered, scattered, miles away. And even today, investigators cannot explain what they were so afraid of. This is the Jamison family, and this is one of the most disturbing, unsolved cases in American history. Bobby Jamison lived in Eufaula, Oklahoma. He worked in construction and was known to be quiet and private. His wife, Sherilyn Jamison, was described as deeply religious and highly sensitive to her surroundings. Their daughter, Madison, was 6 years old. By most outward appearances, the family lived a normal life. But people close to them noticed changes in the months before they vanished. They were increasingly isolated, suspicious, and fearful. What they were afraid of was never clearly identified. That uncertainty would become central to the case. Friends later told investigators that Bobby believed someone was trying to kill his family. Sherilyn reportedly believed their home was haunted. The Jamisons installed surveillance cameras inside their house. They avoided social contact. They carried a firearm in their vehicle. Despite this behavior, authorities found no confirmed diagnosis of severe mental illness, no evidence of illegal drug use, no history of domestic violence. Their fear appeared real to them, but no external threat was ever identified. During the investigation, police found a short video recorded inside the Jamison home. The footage shows Bobby, Sherilyn, and Madison standing in their living room. They do not speak. They do not move. They do not blink normally. Madison holds her doll tightly against her chest. The adults stare forward, expressionless. Investigators described the video as deeply unsettling. Psychologists later suggested the behavior indicated acute psychological distress or extreme fear. No explanation has ever been given for why the video was recorded. There is no audio, no instructions, no context, just silence. On October 8, 2009, the Jamison family left their home. They told relatives they were going to look at land near the Oklahoma-Arkansas border. They packed their pickup truck. They drove away. That was the last confirmed sighting of the family alive. They never returned home. They never contacted anyone. They vanished without warning. 8 days later, a hunter discovered the Jamison family's pickup truck. It was parked in a remote area near Red Oak, Oklahoma. The terrain was harsh. Dense forest, steep slopes, rough ground. Inside the truck, investigators found wallet, cell phones, identification, a GPS device, and approximately $32,000 in cash. Nothing appeared stolen. There were no signs of struggle, no blood, no damage. It looked as if the family had exited the vehicle willingly and then disappeared. The truck was not found near a hiking trail. It was not near a campsite. It was miles from any paved road. This was not an area people casually explore. Search teams believed that if the family had wandered off, evidence would be nearby. But nothing was found. No footprints, no clothing, no personal items. It was as if the family had walked into the landscape and been erased. Authorities launched a massive search. Ground teams combed the area. Helicopters scanned from above. Cadaver dogs were brought in. The dogs failed to pick up a consistent scent. No remains were found. No campsites. No signs of survival attempts. As time passed, hope faded. The case went cold. For 4 years, there were no answers. The Jamison family became a mystery, discussed quietly among investigators. Some believed the family met with foul play. Others suspected exposure. Some questioned whether paranoia played a role. But there was no evidence to confirm any theory. The case remained open, unsolved. In November 2013, hunters made a grim discovery. Human remains, bones scattered across a hillside in a wooded area. The location was nearly 3 miles from where the truck was found. Dental records confirmed the remains belonged to. There were no gunshot wounds, no stab wounds, no clear trauma. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death undetermined. Even in death, the family offered no answers. Several details continue to disturb investigators. Madison's shoes were found neatly placed together, not scattered, not damaged, placed. There were no signs of shelter construction, no fire pits, no food gathering. Despite carrying a large amount of cash, none of it was used. The terrain between the truck and the remains was extremely difficult. For a 6-year-old child, the journey would have been exhausting and dangerous. Yet there were no signs of collapse or struggle. Theory 1, murder. No suspects were identified. No weapons were recovered. No motive was established. Theory 2, exposure. Possible, but it does not explain the video, the shoes, or the lack of survival behavior. Theory 3, shared psychological breakdown. Some experts suggest a rare shared psychotic episode. However, no drugs were found, no hospital history existed, no clear trigger was identified. Each theory explains part of the case. None explain all of it. Investigators noticed something unsettling. The Jamison family did not act like people running away from danger. They acted like people moving toward something they believed they had to confront. What that was remains unknown. There were no warning messages, no letters, no final calls, only silence. The Jamison family case remains officially unsolved. No arrests have been made. No cause of death has been confirmed. What remains is a haunting video, an abandoned truck, and a 6-year-old child whose final moments remain a mystery. Some stories do not end with answers. They end with questions that refuse to disappear.